You are tuned into 1040 AM KGGR 106.9 FM. I'm so excited about our guest who decided to show up virtually, of course. So if you're watching on social media, you already see who's here. If you're listening out there in radio land, we have the good Reverend Dr. Bishops, Fred Hammond, Keith Staten, and Marcus Cole. How y'all like all them titles?
I like all that.
Reverend Dr. Bishops.
Very
All of
good,
that. That's
Dr. Bishops.
good, doctor.
You got to put good in there. All
That's
I'll
of
get my
hilarious.
cards made up with that.
all of you, very, very anointed. So we have FK&M. So this is a group that I am so excited about. We're excited about pushing everything FK&M. So my first question was going to be, how do we come up with FK&M? But duh. So how are y'all doing?
There it is. There you have it.
Even
Fred,
Marcus.
Keith, and Marcus.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good, huh?
Or Faithful Kingdom Ministries. I don't know. Whatever.
So how did y'all come up? Who's the visionary behind this group? How did we come up with this?
I got to say, honestly, Fred is because I think Fred will be the impetus behind what we're doing right now. Change Your Mind I believe, was initially supposed to be just like a one-off. So I reached out to Fred and was like, bro, let's do a song together. I didn't know it would be Change Your Mind, but I was just saying, when I heard him announce his retirement, I was like, bro, you my top 5 influences of all times. So we got to do a song together. And he was like, yeah, we'll do something, man. We'll do something type of situation. But he was like, he mentioned the song that he had heard, which was Change Your Mind. I did it previously with Keith, but with Carlin Mitchell. But for some reason, it didn't move like it was supposed to over there. And he said, man,
Did it with commissioned.
Commission. And so it didn't move like it was supposed to, man. It got shut down over there. So he said, I heard that. Yo, if that ever becomes available, I'll get on that. And I was like, brother, say less. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and Paul, we kind of we threw the idea around a little bit. He was like, hey man.
Okay.
So the guy was probably, but listen, he jumped on it, and we expanded Keith's part. I sang my part over, and boom. It's supposed to be one off, but Fred was like, yo, I think they're gonna want to hear more. And by the time we got to Dallas, we were talking about a bigger situation. We were filming a video, and Fred went into his treasure chest and started writing an entire series, at least the pilot for a series called Barbershop Therapy. That happened that fast.
Wow.
That fast.
So what are we doing beyond this single Change Your Mind? What are we doing beyond this? Is this going to be a group that we're going to see 100 years from now?
100? Let's see here.
I don't know about 100.
They start putting CDs back out. You have some pictures. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually it's 18 songs, but they don't come out all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a trilogy. So we release 7 or so, and then several months from now, we'll release another batch and another batch after that. And who knows after that? At the end of the day, as long as the success keeps pushing us and we find a home, where people say, man, I want more. We want more of this and more of that. We'll just keep feeding them.
So possibly a tour coming, right? Bring it to us.
Well, actually,
we're
I'm taking them on the reunion tour with me. Keith and Marcus on the reunion tour with me, with Kirk Franklin, the Clark sisters, Yolanda Adams, Marvin Sapp, Kiera Shear Kelly, and myself. And then we have a situation right after that around for the holidays. And then so we're preparing for something next year that Ray and I are working on now about Detroit and gospel music out of Detroit. And we have promoters that are surrounding it. They're preparing for it now with all of the Detroit artists, so we're producing that. Plus we have, as people kick up, we have dates, Fred Hammond dates that'll turn into what we do and just, combine the two.
Wow. I love it. And so I know y'all go all the way back to the commission days, and you seem to have a great relationship, a great chemistry. How important is it to remain friends, to have a friendship in this?
Oh, you
I
got
think
to.
it's I think it's very important. I mean, there are people out there that's groups and things that are enemies. You know, this one did that to the other one, and he was with this one's wife, and this and that, all the craziness, and they still do work because money is, they move it forward. But I think it's just you can't. Nothing compares with really being together and loving and unity. This process here has been just amazing to me. I look forward, not
Yeah.
just because of the work, but just even the camaraderie and us hanging and eating together and all of that. I think you can just get so much more done when you're
Yeah.
loving being together and
Yeah.
what you do.
And
Yeah.
I got to say, this new gospel music,
Yeah.
because it's exactly 1,000% right. This new gospel music is, I can sing next to you, make the money, and don't like you. I
Yeah.
don't like that. I'm
I
not
don't
doing
like
it. I
that.
just had a big conversation with a real prominent artist. I won't even say his name. Very prominent. And he's like, man, listen, I don't gotta like you. He's talking about some other people. I don't gotta like you to sing with you and make that money. And I just thought I said, man, I can't. You see, I know you can't. You gotta like people. I said, no, I gotta be able to, I gotta be able to stand next to you and sing to God
Yeah.
and not have issues with you. Because at
Yeah.
Yeah.
some
It's
time,
different. Yep.
I'm gonna have to smile at you. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to look, we're gonna have to do this. And that's fake. We lying. We're lying
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
worshiping at the same time. So
Wow.
I'm not for it. I'm like, nah, I gotta like you.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do this, now if you're on the same bill with me and you come on after me or I come on after you, I don't have a problem with that. I'll do work, but
Yeah.
standing next to you and we worshiping and we not on one accord, now I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta
And
have
this
pajama
was a
parties, and all that kind of stuff and parades and picnics, but at the end of the day,
right.
we got to be honest enough to say, man, we're headed in the same direction.
Yeah.
And I came up,
Yeah.
I did a tour, man. It wasn't good. I did a tour not too long ago, and it was just stressful and stripe. And the artist was, oh man, I was like, man, this
Mm.
is trash. I can't
Mm-mm.
do this, man. Don't call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we took over Fred's crib, man. He let us come in and stay at his house, and we ride in
Yep.
the car together to the
Yep.
studio. We're at the
Dog,
studio
hang out
together.
with the dog, Nala.
Hang out with
Yeah.
the
Hang
dog,
out.
eat up his food and carry on.
Yep.
So it's a camaraderie building process. These are my big brothers. Fred is not only a mentor, big brother in this whole thing, but what I'm saying, visionary and whatnot. So you respect it. And I think that's the thing what happens, man, when the old term is familiarity breeds contempt. And I think when you get too used to people, you start getting, a little laxed in your respect for
Yeah.
the individual.
Mhm.
And I mean, there are certain things that I don't even talk about with my big brother. I mean, things that I could, you know, jibe him about. I don't, because it's a matter of respect. We're adult now. So
Yeah.
we know how to go so far with each other. And I think that's
Yeah.
really key. You got to respect the people you work with.
So what would you
Yeah.
say to the fact that because so many groups don't make it for whatever reason? There's always, there's bickering, there's arguing, and a lot of things that happen. So how do y'all handle in each group? Everybody has their lane. How do you handle staying in your particular lane? Keith, are you singing all the soprano notes? I mean, how does that work?
He
Right.
definitely sings soprano notes.
He's never incredible.
I'm the
From here
lowest
on out.
voice. I'm the lowest voice in the group. Trust me.
From
I'm
here
the
on out.
I think like if you look at any basketball team or any corporation or any football team, you have situations where everybody has a lane and they
Yeah.
respect the lane. Somebody might be the quarterback of the team, but then there's somebody that's a receiver and somebody that's a defensive back or a defensive lineman. It's respecting the lane, and the person, whoever is in the quarterback position, respects the line. They know that you can't do this without this person, and then just treating people with just decency and respect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
most people, we did a business model. We won't explain it because we're not tripping. One day, it might be a little early because see, we're doing it a certain way, and then once we find success with it, then we'll release
Right.
and say, "This is how we
Right.
found success."
Okay.
Right.
You know how people
Right.
get married and they just been married 3 months, and now they on there doing a podcast.
Right.
Yeah,
marriages.
yeah. You
This is
ain't
what
been here
God.
long
I'm
enough.
like, Negro, talk to me in a year.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
but we're trying an experiment that takes all of the competition out of um, out of writing, out of positioning and or singing. Like if you notice on this one thing about this song with commission, the way we used to do it is like the back in the day with the Winans, commission, the Clarks, the way you did it with the Clouds and everybody, the Pilgrim Jubes, is one person would sing the song. And if it has a group like Marvin, the Winans or commission, each one of us got like 2 to 3 solos that the group backed us up on. And then everybody got their own step outs. And then we did songs where we did, each person sang a song. On this one, we all based on what we need to do so that, if say one song hits, we're all on it as
We're all involved.
featured lead artist, as opposed to the song that Keith does is it, and me and Marcus are background, or the song that I do is the hit and their background. Each one of us touch every song leadership wise.
And that was Fred's that was Fred's idea in the studio when we were divvying up like who's gonna sing what. Fred was really like, hey man, why don't we just do it like this, 8 bars here or 16 bars here? And what happens is each, like say, for instance, if you skimmed our project, if you went a minute, you're gonna hear all 3 of us. If you go a minute into the song, you'll hear all 3 of us lead. And it's a real brilliant concept because I don't think most people do that. But because of what we're doing, you get to hear all 3 of us kind of equally on I want to say every song.
Yeah.
Every song. Yeah.
And if that's not the case, we're singing straight unison. All of us are singing the backgrounds together the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, I love it. Well, I think y'all have come up with the formula.
So
I think so. I think so. Only if it works.
And here's another thing too, is we've been in this long enough to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
The beauty of where I'm at is I can honestly help push them to where they need to go. That's why I'm taking them places, because I'm fulfilled. When we were coming up as commission, everybody had an idea of what success looked to them and how they needed to be looked at inside of the group was important to each one of them. I'm caring from the drummer to this person to that person. Everybody needed to be seen a certain way. Well, with this one, man, like I've been blessed to be able to say, man, I'm pushing you guys in the front. You guys go ahead. Like, how we started hearing this is we was on the way to the video shoot, and Marcus just started playing songs. I'm like, oh no, we need to do that. And he played another one. Said, oh, we need, by the time it's 6 songs. I said, well, this is all it holds. What else you got? And we put ourselves in a position where even my role in this position is basically to say, okay, guys, I'll finance it. And Marcus's role is I'll write and produce it. And Keith's role is to present who he is and his strengths. And then we come together with Paul and Ray, and we just make a company to say, whatever we come up with, I kind of gave a formula. Whatever we come up with, we all share in everything. Equally, we share in everything. My role, and I learned that from Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Jimmy Jam was basically the music. Terry was some of the music too, and the lyrics. But Terry was the business. Terry was the guy that was doing the contracts and doing this. So while Jimmy was putting the tracks together, Terry would come in and do some music too. But basically, Jim didn't have to worry about, the contracts with the record companies and that. Terry handled the business.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you thought they was always in the studio writing and this, that, and the other. And I learned, I sat down and had a good conversation with them. They said, no, I stay in my lane. And Terry stays in his lane. He's better at this than I am. But it didn't come across like, well, Jimmy is the creative genius behind it. It's like, no, it's Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And that was the same kind of way with LA and Babyface.
Yeah.
Babyface really was the music. And Terry, LA was music too, but he went and handled the business side.
Yeah.
So you incorporate all of that stuff in and say, okay, we all sit down at the table and eat for the roles that we play.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. I love it. And I'm trying not to mix up the name. I keep saying FK&M, FMK. Just as long as you have all three letters. Three.
However you say it.
However you say it.
It's us.
It's us. It's us.
Three powerhouses coming together. We have followed you, Keith. We have followed you, Marcus. We have followed you, Fred. Let's go even deeper into Change Your Mind. What kind of groove is it? Am I going to shout? Do I wear my shouting shoes? What is it?
Think you're gonna bop.
Like this.
Yeah, you're gonna bop. Yeah, you're gonna. It's listen. How old are you, Autumn? Can I ask how old? Are we still doing that? Are we still not asking women's ages or?
Oh no, yeah, I'm 45, but I look 17.
Okay,
that's right.
There you go.
You do.
That's why I asked. That's why I had to ask. Listen. So you remember when music was real music, like that thing that make you go, like you saw your daddy zone out to certain things in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what this is. We call it a time capsule because we feel like we buried something in just about 87 or so, and we opened it up and we unearthed the feeling that you got when you listen to like the dope music that the guys put out back in that time, or anybody for that matter. Earth, Wind and Fire, or whoever put out in that time. So that's the feeling that it is. So for this Change Your Mind, it's one of those. Yeah, it's the kind that you get in your car and you just ride out to it and you put it on repeat. It's one of those type of things. It's a vibe. It's a vibe for sure. But it has a real dope message from the Father to us embedded in the song.
Did you also create the newness of pulling in the young generation as well?
We just did what we did. And I believe that the young generation is going to be able to, those that will come will gravitate. Like my son, Darius, right? So, I won't say his nickname because he hate that.
Please,
but
I love it.
he loves older school music. He just came up, he came to the barbecue the other day and said, Dad, Confunction? And I was like, oh, you just now, he said, bro.
Yes, now.
That's funny.
Confunction? Man,
I've been vibing with that.
So when I played him this, he said, Dad, that's a banger. But they're starting to discover the music that we did. This generation is pop the headphones on and do your work at the computer. Pop your headphones on and cook. Pop your headphones on. Listen to it on the radio and drive. Pop the headphones on and just run. But there was a time when technology wasn't so savvy, and you had to dedicate time. And you see your father, your big brother, or you yourself, and you do your food, you eat, you come home, you do your homework, and then you schedule time. You take your albums and you put your headphones on and you just dedicate, this is the time I'm going to listen to music.
Right.
And I'm going to go through this and I'm going to play this song next. And you had to work for it. You had to get up and put a whole album on and you had to sit the thing down and listen. And you listen to the whole album, then you flip it and you listen to the next song. You wasn't like one song from here. Okay, take that. It's too much work.
Right.
The whole thing.
You had to listen all the way through.
And you just sit there and just bop. It wasn't no social media to listen to, and you just escaped till you fell asleep. This reminds you of those days.
Yeah.
I think we're in good timing because I'm noticing and just hearing y'all's conversation that it's so many young people in this generation that they are loving the old school. They are loving. They're going back to it. I know my son. He's young, but then his cousin is much younger. And they love this stuff. They're just crazy. And they'll, the music they're listening to. And I believe it's because of another topic. It's just that the stuff that's being done these days is so cookie cutter that when they hear the old school, they're like, now that's something different. That's something special. So I think we're in good time. Yeah, good timing.
Yeah.
Look, I think they're also realizing that a lot of the music from back then is being copied, redone now. So they're realizing, oh, wait, I recognize that.
That's right.
Look at artists like October London, who sound fitting image of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
He's got the lane and people are loving it. And they're thinking it's new. And it's not,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. I'm here for it. You already know I'm here for all things Fred Hammond, as I used to work or kind of still wait. Yeah. Am I employed? No, no. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
like, am I still working for
We're family. We're family. Let's leave it that way. And knowing you, Keith, and knowing you, Marcus, as well, we are so excited about it. We're excited about what Change Your Mind. We're excited about everything that y'all are going to do. I'm excited about it because this is a great, great chemistry. I know an amazing sound because just the three of you individually, amazing
Yeah.
sounds. And so we're excited about it. What would you say to that group or that individual who is really trying to get where you guys are in life? You're all accomplished, you're all established, and musically, there are a lot of people just trying to get there. Like, what would be that thought for them?
Sing everywhere, do work with it, work as much as you can, get your craft together. Um, think outside of the box, not just your singing craft, but look at where you want to be. Like look at how you want to get there and how you're going to
Mm.
market yourself. You have at your excess, social media, but I would say figure out how to be different and don't try to sing what everybody else is singing. Don't
Yeah.
try to vibe like everybody else. Like Autumn, y'all got y'all group, y'all doing y'all thing. It don't sound like it don't sound like Maverick. It sounds like y'all doing what y'all doing, and I say, do all of that.
Yeah.
Do all of that. Don't be afraid to try nothing. At the end of the day, we don't care if people say they just got together, they trying to get their old glory. I'm not. Nah, I'm
Yeah.
doing what I enjoy.
Right.
Right.
Hey, this is what I enjoy. This is the music I enjoy, and we're gonna figure it out. Create your lane.
Yeah.
Get in there. And don't realize this. Your talent and your gift, you are one literally in 100,000 people who can sing just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you better come up with some other
Yeah.
way to make yourself different. And I would say in your songwriting, and I'll be done, is people don't really want to watch you sing because the next person to come on you do the same runs and better than you. And then the
Right.
next person to come on after them do it better than them. And it's all the same feel.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you're writing, you need to write something that Derek Dirksen, our manager, Keith and our manager said, here's how you write a hit when we're in commission. If a child, 8 years old, uh, slurping on a lollipop or a popsicle down the street, skipping down the street, and a mother or a grandmother, 69 years old, 72 years old, cooking Sunday dinner for the family, can hum your hook and sing your song, you got a hit.
Got to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. In a group, one, somebody needs to understand the history of quartet groups. And that doesn't mean just Southern gospel. I'm talking about guys, three, four, five guys who get together. Understand the history that they don't always last. They don't always last. It's just the history of that. And know going into it that this could be 5, 10 years or whatever the case might be. But also understand that identify the person who is the strength in the group
Yeah.
and understand what that person is going to be seen as, heard as within the group. And then the person who may be the strength in the group needs to identify the person who has probably is the weakest one and learn how to build them up. See, what happens in the group is that you got Justin Timberlake, who probably sings better than the rest of them, I don't know, and he starts to emerge. And that's cool as long as everyone understands that that's what it is. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? So Michael Jordan knew how to play to the other members, although they would say Michael Jordan plays LA tonight. Well, it wasn't Michael Jordan, it was the whole team, but they mentioned him because obviously he's the star of the team. So the whole group has to recognize who that is. If this guy has the strength, man, we're gonna play to his strength. It is what it is. Because we're gonna, he's helping us all. So everybody in groups, you gotta recognize what your role is and contribute as much as you can. You can't complain if you don't contribute the same amount.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything they just said, I'll throw in a little more is that, what used to be cliche is becoming more really what's needed now, more looking at the industry and how music, and that is just be you, be yourself, be yourself, do what's in your heart to do, because it'll help you because it'll be the very opposite of something I heard Fred says quite often is it won't be that cookie cutter thing where, you know, if there's a hit song, everybody say, oh, that's what we have to do.
Right.
We have to do that thing to be a hit. No, do you. I mean, obviously, I remember Quincy Jones said something about music. He said, hey, if it's new music and it doesn't have a touch of the old, then it's not music. It's nothing. So you still want to obviously be creative and come with something that kind of identifies your sound, but you want to touch the old. You want to touch, you know, don't reinvent the wheel, but don't lose yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay. So much. I am looking forward to the FK&M masterclass for groups. So we're looking forward to that. Come on, let's put it together. Thank you guys for stopping by just to say hello and talk to us about this music. Change your mind. Let's see how unified you are. Can y'all go ahead and do a toss to it? We're going to play the music next. For those who are listening to Radio Land at the end of this interview, whenever they're listening. But let's see if y'all can introduce it together.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I haven't heard Radio Land and since I was in Detroit.
Radio I'm from Land. Mississippi, so I say country stuff.
All of you out there in Radio Land. I haven't heard that in so long.
You know I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the country. I just say random stuff.
What's up, everybody? This is your man, Fred Hammond.
And this is Keith Staten.
I'm your boy, Marcus Cole.
And this is the brand new single from...
Somebody joined it?
Yeah, right.
Water.
This is the brand new single from FK&M, Fred, Keith, and Marcus.
Change.
Your mind.
Your mind.
We got there. We got there. All right.
Together.
What did you say?
Your mind.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, we thank you. That was good. That was fun. I love that you guys have amazing personalities. Thank you.
And
thank you all.